Once upon a time, there was a boy that loved social media and really had a curious mind. He decided to go on Instagram to see one of those weird facts things where it could tell you a bunch of facts and spooky stories. So he read this one story or fact about. He read this one fact telling that if you looked in the mirror for a very long time, you would start hallucinating. Shifting your because your brain gets very bored, and then it would show a picture of a lady looking at a mirror while it looks like a funny picture in the mirror. So he said, whatever, I'll try it. And you know what? That's what he did. He went into the bathroom, turned the light on, opened the door, and decided to stare at the mirror. He didn't have any music on. It was just silence. So he kept on looking in the mirror, and then looking, and then he was only focused at the mirror. Don't get me wrong, the television in the living room was still there, so you could just hear the television. He turned on, but he didn't really turn on some music. As he was focusing in the mirror, the face started to change. He blinked, making the effect reset. So he thought, if the effect resets every time I blink, if I get scared, I could just blink, as he thought. A few hours later, he thought he heard a door open, his front door to be exact, but he thought he was just hallucinating or it was from the TV. Then once he was staring at the mirror, very concentrated, a weird man walked in right behind him. He was very confused on why a weird man walked in. He thought these effects only affected his head, or his face to be exact. So he was so confused and so weirded out why there was a man right behind him. As he decided to get a little bit scared, he started to blink, but the man didn't go away. He got a little bit worried, but was for some reason was very fascinated on why there was a man in the hallucination not going away. He decided he wanted to tell somebody about this, but he wasn't in the mindset of doing that right now. So as looking at the man in the mirror, he kept on looking, and then the man pulled up a knife. He got so confused on what happened. It was so clean, may I add. Uh, it's like this. When the hallucination started, it would only come down so slowly, and would not really be so fast. How the man moved up a knife, he got so frightened he didn't know what to do. He wanted to turn around, but he was too shocked or too scared to do so. So as he watched the man poke the knife into in his chest plate, he felt a little bit pain, but he was way too scared to move. So he just watched as the man smiled and started tearing him with the knife. He decided to do something, so he looked around and then started to punch the man. He punched the man in the face, kicked him right in the nuts, and then ran into the living room. The door was obviously open, so he ran out the door and decided to go in his car, where he would try to go to tell his friend about the story. He also told the police about it. As he was camping outside in his car, once he called the police. The police quickly ran over, considering the fact that there was a police station right in front of his apartments. So as lucky as he might seem, he was perfectly safe. Once they pulled the man out of the apartments and into their car, the cops decided to knock on the window, indicating that everything is fine. Once he got out, the cops decided to explain who is this person that just broke into his apartment. So in short, it was this psychopath that broke out of the same insane asylum, and apparently he really wanted to do something once he was out, and he just and the cop decided to pull up in an evidence bag of a knife. It was very big, and it looked like one of the kitchen knives. As remarkable as it might seem, and how breathtaking of how lucky the person was, he decided he was he decided to never play with his brain again and made sure he always had a roommate with him. Pretty spooky though, right?